Hi friends, myself K. Rohit. I'm from 32 batch of Java. So today I want to explain about IO packages. Um, Java contains many packages. So IO package is one of the package of Java. So what is the default package of Java? Do you know? Lang package, yes. So we're not dealing about lang package. So see, IO packages contains many classes and interfaces. But today I want to discuss about some of the classes: file class, writer class, and some of them. So what is a file class? File class is used to check whether any file is present in the folder or in a particular location or not. For example, we're creating a constructor. So this is a file class, and this f is not an object, it is a reference and equals to new file. So new will create an object for a file class, and for that object this f is a reference. So file is in a constructor, and we are passing a string. This is a string, okay, string. In this string we are passing in a file name. Okay, file name always contains extension. This is an which file, can you say, anyone? Text file. Okay, so what it will do means it will go to the location, means in which folder this file is, this class is stored. In that folder only it will check whether this file is present or not. If file, it will check whether this file is present or not. If it present, it will refer to that file. If it not present, it will not do anything, and it will not create any file also. So, and using file object we can create a file also. For example, see this program here. We are the same constructor we are creating, and we are calling an f.exist method. This is a method of a file class. So what it will do means it will check whether this file is present or not. If it present, it will return a boolean value, true or false. So first this file is not present in the folder, so it will return a false value. After that, f.create new file. This is also method, predefined method of a file class. So what it will do means it will create a file with a abc name, text file it will create. So create new file will throw an exception. Which type of exception? IO exception. Okay, so IO exception we can handle in two ways: using try catch blocks or using throws keyword also. So I am using throws keyword only, so it will handle an IO exception. So again we are checking whether the file is present or not using again exist method, sorry. So it will return a true value because we are creating a file here. And using file object, we not only create a file, we can create a directory or folder also. Okay, same, we need to create a constructor. Here Bhaskar123, even this is a string. How do we identify whether it is a folder or file? Anyone know? Yeah, no extension. See, it doesn't have any extension. Then it will create a folder. Then we have to check for a folder with this name. The folder is not there. So we call this method mkdir, make directory. This method will create a folder with Bhaskar123. And again, we check with this f.exist method to return true value. So here we are declaring other object. Means already we create an object for file, and here also creating another object. Why? Because here we already created a Bhaskar123 folder. In that folder, we are again creating a file with the name content.txt. Means this is a location and this is a file name. This file will be created in this folder with this method. And writer classes, I want to say difference about file writer and print writer classes. File writer is used to write character oriented data, and print writer is enhanced. Enhanced means something was advanced in file writer, and it also used to write character oriented data only. This is a way we create a file writer object, and this is a way for creating a print writer object. It consists some following methods: write int character, write character array, write string. This will contain these methods. I will explain this method detailedly next slides. So this is a program for a file writer class. File writer f equals to null. Here we are assigning null value to the reference of the file writer. So here we are creating an object for file writer class, and we are passing this string which is nothing but a file name. So what is the difference between file and file writer is, file will check whether the file is present or not, but file writer will create an object physically if the file is not present in the location. So it will creating a file here, AAA.txt, and it will write 98. Here 98 is not an integer value. It is a Unicode value of a character B. And here it's writing this is a next line string. And here it's writing this is a character array and writing the character array into the file. We have to flush. We have to call the flush method. If you don't call a flush method, what will happen means it will create the file, but this operations will be not performed. If you without this flush method also you can execute the program. There will be no error. File will be created, but this data will be not found in the file because we are not calling a flush method. Flush method we have to definitely we have to call when we are performing write operation. Okay, it will give a guarantee that last character of a file is entered. So at a turn of file writer will throw an exception. What exception? IO exception. Exception can handle by two ways, using throws or try and catch blocks. Here I use try and catch blocks. So it is used to handle the exception. So in exception we have three blocks: try, catch, and finally. So finally block is used for cleanup code, right? Cleanup code. So this is a cleanup code. What is a cleanup code? Means you are closing the object. Again, this will also raise an exception. That's why I declare to try and catch block in finally block. Okay. Next, this is an example for print writer. So here is the main difference we can find. Same creating a constructor. Here we using write. Write will take a Unicode of the character. So it will store as a D. But here print ln unread. It will store as an unread only. Here character A we are passing, it will store as an A only. Means it write in a file as a A only. Means this print writer is used to store primitive data types where we don't find this all methods in a file writer. That's why it's an enhanced version or enhanced writer, advanced than file writer. It is used to store primitive data types like character, boolean, string, double. We can directly, without changing into other data type, we can insert them in a file. And reader classes. We have again two different reader classes, file reader class and buffer reader class. It is used to read character oriented data, and it is enhanced reader to read a character oriented data from a file. And this is a way we create an object for a file reader, and it's a buffer reader. So it will read a character by character from a file. Means single character it will read. It will read line by line from a file. So it contains read and read character method, and buffer reader class also consists of two methods. Along with that, it consists one extra method, read line. This method will read line by line from a file, and it can communicate with the file directly. But this buffer reader object can't communicate with the file directly. It need to take an help of file reader definitely again. And it's a program for file reader. So if you see clearly here, it's checking whether file is there or not for from which it need to read. So int I equals to fr.read. Okay. It will read character, and it will return a integer data type, not a character data type, because it will read Unicode value. If A is present, capital A or small a present in a file, it will read A, but it will return as a Unicode value of that A. So return an integer data type. So we have to initialize a int variable. So here it will check whether if we have an A, B, C, and there is nothing is there here. So it will read A, B, C. When it's come to empty space, it return a -1 value. So when it return -1 value means there is nothing to read from a file. So we're writing a condition until read from a file when the value comes from -1. So it will read the value, and we have to converting from integer to character again. And this program for a buffer reader. So this here is the main difference from the file reader and buffer reader. In buffer reader, read line means it will read all total line and written as a string data type. So that's why initializing into a string variable. So if you have two lines, it will read 2 lines, and when it come from third line, it's nothing is there. So it will return a null value if no line is available in a file. So line not equal to null. Until this condition gets false, it will execute the code. For example, I am Rohit from 32 batch of Java. It will read whole line I am Rohit and return to a variable line. And again come to second line, read the total line and return to the line, return to this variable line. So when it comes for third, after reading the second line, there's nothing is there now to read. So it will return a null value. When it return a null value, null is not equal to null, false condition. So come out from the loop and object will be closed, and that's it.